Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video. Today we're going to be comparing the ERTL Thomas to the 2026 Thomas. Now this one is an obvious answer of which one is better, but the funny thing about this Thomas is I had this brand new in the box for a couple of years because, well, it's Thomas and the Magic Railroad, the best Thomas movie to ever hit theaters. It's the only real and the only Thomas movie in theory. It's the only actual theatrical release. It's an absolute banger of a movie. Quick look at the packaging here. We have Thomas in the bottom left. This is beautiful packaging. Movie logo, Diesel 10, Thomas, Splatter, Lady, and Dodge. ERTL logo, Ghislaine. This was sold for $3.59 back in the day. Back of the box, pretty boring, not going to lie. Dated 2001. So, which packaging do I think is better, this one or the 2026 one? I'm not sure. But I think I'm actually going to have to go with... I think just for the front side, I will take, I don't know, I'm kind of biased because it's Magic Railroad, but I think for overall packaging, I don't know. I mean, the back sides on both of the packaging suck, but this one is really good. So what's funny about this Thomas is that, like I said, I had it brand new in the box for many years. Then a fan of mine paid me basically live on stream. I said, if anyone pays me 15, 20 bucks, I will open this live on stream. And someone donated $20 and said open it. So that is how this got opened. And we reviewed it live on stream. So go and check out that live stream on my second channel. It was pretty funny. So packaging, it is beautiful. Let me get out the other packaging. Sorry, I was unprepared. You tell me which one is better. I'm actually not sure. But I love both. It's kind of hard because this is a movie and this is a brand new reboot, which we've never seen. But both are very good. So packaging out of the way. Now let's take a look at ERTL Thomas compared to the 2026 Thomas. Now I'm not going to lie, I used to be a pretty big ERTL glazer. ERTL has its massive pros over every other die-cast line and over every other line in general, to be honest with you. ERTL has the most variety of rolling stock. ERTL has sets and destinations and packs and multi-packs and very obscure releases. A lot of Railway Series characters. Just a lot of fun releases that other lines will never have and never had. So that's where ERTL wins, but we'll see how ERTL has actually aged compared to the current diecast. So let's get on to the other tripod. All right, we are back, and so I guess we'll start with the faces, and this is kind of unfair. I mean, we're comparing a Thomas from, what year is this? 1985. This is the 1985 ERTL Thomas, compared to a 2026 diecast made by a billion-dollar corporation. So, kind of unfair, but there are people who stand by ERTL still nowadays. I just don't really think I'm one of them anymore, to be honest with you. But starting off with the faces, it's very clear which one is better. The one on the left is not very good. The one on the right is legitimately great. But the thing about ERTL Thomas right off the bat is, well, everyone's like, the proportions are terrible. But what we have to remember is that ERTL, someone pointed out to me, and it's a good point, ERTL is not fully based off of the TV series and model series Thomas from season 1 onward. ERTL was also based off of illustrations in the Railway series, and so there are some shots in the Railway series where ERTL Thomas legitimately looks like Thomas in the Railway series from certain angles. So we have to remember that ERTL is not just the TV series by Britt Allcroft. ERTL is Railway series and other material that was long before the TV series was out. So yeah. So faces, I mean, we just see how far Thomas merchandise has come. It's crazy. Now, the buffers are not painted. They're actually stickers, and this is one thing I really don't like about ERTL is you'll get a lot of engines on eBay, especially, and the stickers on the buffers are off. My stickers are, like, perfectly on there. They're not peeling at all either, so that's cool. Usually, they're always peeling, but... Moving on to the coupling system, I used to be a fan of the ERTL coupling system, but I think objectively it's just not that great. ERTL had its place. It was like the main biggest line back in the day for Thomas the Tank Engine fans, and kids collected it, families had it. It was carry along, it was easy, they're durable, they don't break, right? They'll have faces, worn off and couplings broken, but the engines themselves always stayed intact. You could always still have fun with them and use them, and they are very nostalgic, but objectively, I don't think a lot of them are very good anymore. I think the best Ertls are like Ertl Arthur and Spencer and Murdoch, Salty, basically the ones that never hit America and were kind of made last before it was canceled. But like I said, this coupling system I think is very outdated and not that great, whereas in the magnets are the best coupling system to ever hit Thomas merchandise. Like I've said many times before, I can have Wooden Railway compatible with motorized and 2026 diecast now. Very easy to uncouple, easiest, most simple, nothing wrong with it. Magnets have never failed me once. So, face and coupling system by far goes to the 2026. The Ertl Thomas funnel is also pretty atrocious. I really don't know what they were thinking with that funnel. So the funnel is atrocious. And, you know, we could say, well, this is 1985. We have to be kinder to them. And to be honest, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be as good as something like this in 2026. So I guess we can be a bit kinder to the Ertl Thomas, but that funnel is still atrocious. I mean, they were able to make these toys. They could have made a better funnel. The lining is not painted. I honestly don't really care about that. I have Wooden Railway Thomases with no lining, and I prefer that, to be honest with you. But many people will probably nitpick that. I don't care about the lining, though. The dome is pretty big. Yeah, the proportions on the Ertl one are kind of wacky. This sticker is horrendous. Thomas's whistle is absolutely atrocious. I mean, what is that? What is that? What is that whistle? This whistle is not the best either, but it's not that. Taking a look at the side of Thomas, the number one is atrocious. The lining on his splasher is also horrific. The cab lining is also smudged with the roof. He has a decent cold load, so, I mean, there's something. The box on the back of Thomas I also think is very goofy looking. It's almost too big. Again, more smudged lining here. The number one is really bad. The number one is really bad the more you look at it. Really bad. I mean, Ertl's nostalgic and it has its place. And it's like OG Thomas merchandise, quite literally. And the side rods, how Ertl did it, is nostalgic. But I think if you're unbiased, let's say you grew up with the Mattel era, what are you going to have? You know, what positive feelings are you going to have about Ertl? You didn't grow up with it at all. You basically discovered it randomly on eBay one day. I don't think kids growing up with the Mattel era are going to think this is cool at all whatsoever. The coupling system is outdated. The faces don't even look like the current show and never have. Again, I know this isn't... We know this is not just TV series Thomas. It's also Railway series Thomas inspired. But that's the thing about Ertl. I feel like the Ertl fans, they're much older now, or they just were born at the right time to experience the older versions of Thomas and newer. But it's interesting. But I think Ertl, objectively, a lot of the characters, in today's standards, unbiased, are not that good. I think the 2026 stuff is much, much better. Obviously, I'd hope it'd be. Like, I'm not trying to dig on Ertl for that. I would hope the 2026 merch would be miles better than Ertl. Just a quick side-by-side comparison. Ertl does not fit very well on Wooden Railway track. Quick side-by-side here. Look at how, from 1985 to 2026, look how far we have come. My goodness. Just take it in for a second. That is crazy. That is crazy. How far we have come. I can't wait to see what Thomas merch is like in even 10 years. That's going to be insane, because you know Mattel will be milking it for another decade. But Ertl, overall, pretty interesting. I used to be a massive Ertl fan, and I still think Ertl has, you know, the best variety of engines and rolling stock, and it really is just pure classic Thomas. But compared to nowadays, and it's not that good. And would I ever collect Ertl again? No. I don't think I will ever buy another piece of Ertl merchandise ever again. I used to collect Ertl, but then I got back into Thomas, and I was like, this just doesn't hold up enough for me to keep all of it. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on Ertl Thomas versus 2026 Thomas. Do you like ERTL? Do you collect ERTL? Have you had ERTL and sold it? Let me know. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.